All of my life, you've been here as a guide. You've been right by my side.
Today is a very special and emotional day for me. It is the day we honor our fathers. James L. Haynes was born on April 27th, 1915. And today, on this Father's Day, I want to celebrate his life, his legacy, and the love he gave so freely. Growing up, I always heard the phrase, any man can father a child, but it takes a special man to be a daddy. Well, my daddy was that special man. I was, and still proudly am, Daddy's little girl. My father was born in Silver Creek, Mississippi, the youngest of 16 children. He grew up working hard on the family farm owned by his father. After his father passed away, my dad left the farm, determined to make a life for himself and provide for those he loved. And he did just that. With nothing but a sixth-grade education, my dad showed what perseverance, ingenuity, and pure determination could achieve. Throughout his life, he wore many hats, and yes, his favorite one was the fedora. He was a barber, a barbershop quartet singer, a minor league baseball player, a poet, an entrepreneur, and deeply respected leader in his community. But above all, he was a devoted husband, and he was simply my daddy. Since my dad was almost 20 years older than my mom, by the time I came along, people often mistook him as my grandfather. And oh, that used to tick him off. He'd proudly say, "That's my baby girl." In fact, for years, all around Chicago, no matter where I would go, I was simply known as Haynes' little girl. And I wore that title with pride. There was only one time that my dad's connections caused a little bit of a disturbance for me. When it came time for me to choose a high school. See, I was determined not to go to Percy L. Julian High School. And since there were only 6 students being chosen out of the 100 students in my graduating class, surely, I thought, the odds were in my favor. Until they announced a special guest would be pulling the names. And who walked in? Yep, my dad. He actually dropped me off at school and pretended to drive off. Turns out he wasn't just Julian's principal and assistant principal's barber. He was also their Masonic brother. And wouldn't you know it, the very first name drawn was mine. I didn't stand a chance. My dad fought a long and courageous battle with prostate cancer before passing away on August 16, 1987. I was still a teenager and not ready to let go. But after the funeral, as we rode to the cemetery, I saw something that stays with me to this day. Men lined the streets, standing at attention, saluting my father's hearse. And when I looked back, the procession stretched for what seemed like miles. We even had a police escort. At that moment, I realized the man who meant everything to me had touched so many lives. One thing my dad always believed and lived by was kindness. He used to say, being kind is 100% free. A hello and a smile cost you absolutely nothing and could mean the world to someone else. Those words weren't just something he said, they were something he lived. And they're words that I carry with me every single day. Now, my dad also loved to make people laugh. So before I close, I'll leave you with one of his favorite stories. Now, one day, a man came into my dad's barbershop with 2 black eyes. My dad, having seen the man in church the day before, asked, "Man, what happened to you?" The man explained, at church, he saw an older woman leaving the restroom with her dress tucked into her girdle. Trying to help, he pulled it out. She turned around and socked him in the eye. My dad said, "Well, that explains one black eye. What about the other one?" The man replied, "She got so mad and hit me, I turned around and tucked it back in." That was my daddy, y'all. James L. Haynes, a hard-working man, a kind man, a funny man, and forever the most important man in my life. I love you, Daddy. I miss you more than words can say. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. I will love and miss you for the rest of my life. If my father's message touched your heart today, honor him by sharing a smile with someone or saying hello to a stranger. Kindness is 100% free, and you never know who might need it. If you believe in spreading love the way my dad did, please like, share, and leave a memory of your loved one in the comments below. Let's keep the music and the kindness alive.